Hello, Worth workers. Welcome back to the Trust Your Worth podcast, the podcast that helps you tap in to the power of knowing your worth. My name is Brittany, and I am so happy to be here with you today. How did the worth work go last week? I hope you were able to spread the love. If you haven't listened to it yet, check out episode 27, and that will help you tap into the love that is all around you. You are so loved, you are so needed, and I hope that you remember that today. Okay, today we're talking about redirection. What happens when you get rejected, when you hear no and it frickin' sucks. I know, it's awful, and you just feel a little bit lost, and you're like, I put all this effort into doing something and it just didn't work out. Why didn't it work out? Why did I go through all that effort to try and make things work and it just didn't? Today we're talking about what happens when we are redirected. I used to be in this dance group. It was a multicultural dance group called Remembering Our Cultures, ROC for short, or rock. We were a rock group. But I loved it. My old college roommate, my freshman year of college, joined, and I didn't know what I was missing until I went to her year-end show, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is my tribe that I've been missing. She had just been dancing and singing this whole year, and I don't know what I was doing. I was farting around, trying to figure out my first year of college, and it was like, oh my gosh, Tara, this is amazing. I need to join. So the next year, I joined immediately, and I loved it. So I'd been in the group for almost 4 years, and I don't know what it was, but I was just feeling that it was my time to leave the group. And I wasn't understanding this because I loved dancing and I loved the people I was with, but something about it just wasn't feeling aligned. I was getting more frustrated, and I was trying to learn the dances and all that. And I remember being in the group and just feeling like, no, I shouldn't be here. Like, I don't know. I don't want to do it anymore. Something just wasn't aligned. And I had the thought like, no, I should do it. Like, I'll just stick this year out. It was kind of like in the middle of the semester. I was like, I'll just stick it out. And you know what happened? The decision was made for me. I tore my ACL. Just ripped it to shreds, and so I couldn't even dance anymore. But I did end up staying in the group. I was a tech person, and I still went on tour, and I'm so happy that I was able to participate in the group in such a different way. But, the vibes were there, like that it wasn't for me, and I was being redirected, but I just wasn't accepting that I was being redirected. And then that choice was made for me, and I was devastated about it because I love dancing. I really do. And again, I'm so grateful that I got to participate in this new way, because for the first time, I got to just really watch the show as an audience member. And I got to take in the message that we were sending to all these kids. So the purpose of the group was to encourage multicultural kids to go to college, because you had to be of some ethnicity, and statistically ethnic groups don't make it to college, and if they do, they don't really graduate college. So we had to be in some sort of college to be in the group, and you had to have a 2.0 GPA, which is not that high, but it's definitely passing, but it's not like a great GPA. But we had to maintain that grade average. You had to keep all these requirements, and oh my gosh, I'm going to get emotional thinking about it. To see all these different cultures come together in one place, because there was Latin, there was African American, there was Asian, there was Polynesian, and there was Native American. So those are the 5 cultures that were represented. And to see all these people come together in one place, and to have just this joy for sharing our cultures with each other and with all these awesome people, like, oh my gosh, it was powerful. And I was so grateful for the opportunity to just sit back on the tech side and watch my wonderful friends just put on this amazing show and just be so inspired by all these people. I wouldn't have gotten that chance if I was just like in the show the whole time. And I loved it. And I learned so much about my own resilience that yes, I was redirected, but I was still, even though I was injured, I was still able to be helpful and useful. And that, yes, I made the mistake of tying my worth to how awesome I was at dancing. So that was a new thing I had to learn too when I was redirected. That did end up being my last year in the group, and it helped me to transition out like in a smoother way, I want to say, because like I wasn't dancing anymore and I wasn't as responsibility, because at one point I was president of the group. And that was an honor and a privilege and a great time. But yeah, it was hard to let go of the group because it brought me another family while I was away at school. I lived in Utah at the time, and my family's from here in Edmonton, so I missed them, but then I was able to make this second family. I'm still in touch with some of those people today, and I am shaped by that time I had to share with that beautiful group of people. And it was so hard to move on and to try new things, but I'm grateful that I was redirected out of that group, so I was able to try new things and to create a new life back here in Edmonton and all that stuff. And I will be forever grateful for that pocket of time that was so amazing. But I know it's so hard to let go of things sometimes, and sometimes redirection is exactly what we need because it leads us to growth. And sometimes it leads us to things that we need. And sometimes it leads to amazing things that aren't necessarily better, but that are different and that are exciting and help lead us to our dream lives. So I just have a couple quotes that I want to share with you about redirection, because sometimes that no is freaking awful. Or just like I've had some times when I'm trying to become friends with people and it's just not working out. Like I message them and they're rejecting me, and that freaking hurts when they're just like, hey, you want to hang out? And they're like, oh no, maybe another time. I'm just putting all this energy into these people who aren't like really sticking around for me. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like I thought we were close and all that, but then I just keep getting rejected by them and it freaking hurts. So I've been there. I know what it's like. So here's a quote on when redirection is breaking your heart. So it goes, I know it's breaking your heart, but it's also clearing your vision, raising your standards, guiding you back to yourself. I know it's breaking your heart, but it's also making room for more to come. It's putting you on the path of new connections. It's redirecting you and aligning you with what you want and deserve. I know it's breaking your heart, but it's also reminding you of your strength and teaching you to trust the process. It's encouraging you to own your worth, to see your value, and it's opening the door to the next chapter. I love that it's encouraging you to own your worth, because if I were to recognize my worth sooner, especially when I was trying to make those friends that definitely were people who are not for me, like their standard was not my standard. Like they were not loving me in the way that I needed, but I was just like, no, it's fine. I was making excuses for them. I was like, but we have a fun time and like, I think they're cool. But then there were like little things that would be like, hey, I really need you for this. And they just wouldn't show up for me, or be like, hey, I would love for you to come for this. That they just like wouldn't. Like that sucks. You want your friendships to be reciprocal, and they should be, at least true friends are. But then I just had to recognize that those friends were just like surface friends, and I needed deeper connections, and they were never going to give it to me. So the sooner I was able to let go of those types of relationships, the sooner I could get to the amazing connections that I have found, the real ones, my true tribe, my real peeps. But I had to let go of them. And I know that's hard sometimes. It's so hard. Like I saw this video of this girl, she's like clenching her fists, and how are we going to, if I'm holding on so tight to something, how am I supposed to be open to receive until I open my hand and let go of that thing that I had to let go of? My hand is not open to receive. I need my hand open to receive. I hope that makes sense. That you get that visual example of opening your hand. You have to open your hand to let go. You can't hold on to the past to move forward. You have to let it go. Okay, another thing that sometimes paralyzes us. Sometimes we worry so much about if we've made the right decision. But let's not waste time on being stressed making the right decision, but rather focus our efforts on making the decision right. There is no way at a crossroads to know if whatever choice you're going to make is the right one, because you cannot compare the two choices. You only have one life to live. You physically can only take one path. If you could take two paths at the same time, then it would be a fair comparison. So let's say I went back 10 years, I got married, I had 3 kids, and that was a great life. And then I could go back in time 10 years to that person I was, make the decision to be single for 10 years and live that awesome, amazing life too. Then I could compare the two, because when I made that decision, I was the same person with the same experiences, and I would be able to decide if whatever decision was right for me. But we can't do that. We can't live 2 lives. And I want to just quote this lady. She says, "Regret is so mindless because the choice you didn't take, you're presuming that the choice you should have made was going to be better than the one you already made." Well, 100%, there's no way you can know if it was going to be better. So why waste your energy on it? Why waste your time regretting those things that happened, instead of trying to appreciate the mistakes that you've made have turned you into the strong, amazing person that you are? And that redirecting at that time or whatever happened that led you to this place, you don't know, could have saved you from a life of pain. Why not focus on the better stuff? You don't know what happened, so let's not waste time thinking about it. So when you are redirected, just know that it's for your happiness, that I have to believe that you are being led to the most awesome life. And yes, sometimes it sucks, but we need these setbacks in order to grow, to learn how to move forward. Maybe that was the last piece you needed. So here's a quote that I absolutely loved. It says, "Be thankful for closed doors, bad vibes, and stuff that falls apart. It's divine protection from people, places, and things no longer in alignment with your soul." So when you're redirected, just remember something good is coming. I feel like that always happens when you're literally in the poop and you're drowning in it and everything sucks. Then a week later, everything works out and everything falls to place, and you know exactly why that crap needed to happen in order to push you into your next level up, in order to grow in the ways that you needed to become the you that you've always wanted to be. Because there are just some life just sometimes gives us lessons that we need, and it sucks and it's awful, but I hope that we can take the time to appreciate those lessons that have turned you into the strong, amazing being that you are, that you accept redirection and try and let go of the past so that you can grow into the future, that you can be led to things that are better, that are awesome for you, make you happy. You're being led to the things that you deserve. Your worth work this week is to reflect on a redirection that you are grateful for, that you remember a time that probably sucked, but that you're grateful that it happened because it helped you to recognize your worth, and it helped you to recognize that you were being directed to something awesome. I want you to reflect on the awesome outcome that you were redirected to. So for me, when I left that group, I was redirected to come home, and I got to create this awesome life that wasn't necessarily better or whatever, but it led me to finding myself again. And I am so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that redirection. I hope you have such a great week. If no one has told you today, you are a stunning creature who deserves an amazing life. And I'm so happy to tell you that. And please do not forget to trust your worth. The Instagram name has changed to @trustyourworthpodcast. And you can always find me at trustyourworth.com. I am so grateful to be here. Thank you so much for listening and have a great day. Okay, love you so much. Bye.